The holidays are all about creating a cozy, safe home, but if you're using laundry or dishwasher pods, then hidden microplastics could be sneaking into the place and people you care about most. That's why we've made the switch to Blueland across all of our cleaning products, especially during the holidays when most of us spend more time cooking, hosting, and cozying up indoors. Blueland products meet the highest standards of clean. They're effective yet gentle on people and the planet. In fact, Blueland was named an EPA Safe for Choice Partner of the Year. From cleaning sprays and toilet bowl cleaner to dishwasher and laundry detergent tablets, Blueland's formulas are 100% microplastic free, made with certified clean ingredients, free from chlorine, bleach, and harsh chemicals that are safe to use around your family. You'll love not having to choose between the safe option and what actually gets your home clean. Y'all know I hate doing dishes, so my favorite thing to do is to put everything into the dishwasher, and with Blueland's dishwasher tablets, they are proven to perform on baked on, burnt on stains, so no rinse aid is needed. Their microplastic-free, septic-safe formula made with plant and mineral-based cleaning powder, so it's powerful enough to combat spotting and filming even in hard water, but safe to use around everyone in the family. So to stock up on sustainable cleaning products for yourself or to give a beautiful sustainable gift to your friends and family this holiday season, go to blueland.com/VIALL and save up to 30% off during Blueland's holiday sale. Don't wait. They only do this once a year. That's 30% off during Blueland's holiday sale by going to blueland.com/VIALL, blueland.com/VIALL for 30% off. At this stage of my life, I really focus on my sleep and my quality of sleep and romanticizing the small things in life, like going to bed early and my nighttime routine. And that is always going to include a pair of Skims pajamas because they are so soft. They feel like butter on your skin. They come in so many different styles and colors and designs. And they're not even just good for like sleeping. Like they're good for all day lounging. I love to get ready for bed at around 6 o'clock and then put the baby to bed and then just like lounge and sit and be cozy and comfortable. You'll find me all season long in my Skims. They have so many cute prints for holidays. If you or anyone in my family, stop listening right now because you will be receiving one for Christmas. You can shop my favorite pajamas at skims.com. After you place your order, be sure to let them know we sent you. Select podcast in the survey and be sure to select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. And if you're looking for the perfect gift for everyone on your list, the Skims holiday shop is now open at skims.com.
It's that time of year, from family gatherings around a warm fireplace to catching up over your favorite peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be. This episode is sponsored by Starbucks.
I have to say, every time I drink a peppermint mocha around the holidays, it always reminds me of when my family after Thanksgiving, the Friday after Thanksgiving, we always go downtown Savannah. We walk the little Riverside Market. There's always a Starbucks there. We like go, we
drinks.
wait in line. Yeah, you get your hot peppermint mocha. It's cold. You're cozy. You're with family. It's fun. It's one of my favorite traditions.
Delicioso. It tastes like Christmas.
It does. It's the most nostalgic feeling ever to like it be chilly outside. You have a hot Starbucks holiday drink and you're like with your family. There's nothing better.
Well, we love family time with a warm drink in our hands. Share the season with the peppermint mocha or caramel brulee latte from Starbucks.
You're crazy.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Ask Nick edition. I am your host, Nick. I am joined by the household in this special edition of Ask Nick. Well, it's holiday season. We got Thanksgiving coming up this week, and we thought we'd bring the household in to just talk a little holiday magic, you know? Spend time with each other. That's what the holidays are all about in the household. You guys are like family to us, the people listening, and I just wanted to bring in the household. My wife is here, Natalie. I think this is one of your first Ask Nicks, intros at least.
I've done, I think, a couple before.
Okay. We just want to get you guys into the holiday spirit, you know? Like you're about to embark on some family time. And hopefully that's going to be enjoyable for you. But like sometimes, like everything else, it's almost like improv. You have to do a little warm up, you know, when it comes to being with family.
Yes, and
before I let Nick get to his callers, I thought it would be really fun for us to play a little game of this or that, sponsored by Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but my family, we take games very seriously.
yeah,
There's always a game going on.
during the holidays, me and my family get into it. It gets pretty
It
crazy.
gets competitive at the
gets-
Globerman household.
Well, we're going to play a little game of this or that, like Natalie said, and here's how it's going to work. We're going to go round table, have our this or that, you know, hot or cold, you know, snowy or not snowy. And then for the rest of the household, and if you are listening, you want to join along, you're welcome. But if you agree with the person asking the question, you take a sip of your favorite coffee drink. We're going to be drinking our Starbucks holiday drinks. If you want to play along, press pause right now, pull into your local Starbucks, grab your favorite holiday drink. I'm drinking the peppermint mocha. Natalie, also a peppermint mocha?
No. I'm a caramel brulee.
Oh,
caramel brulee
girly.
latte kind of girl.
Leia and I are also popping off with our caramel
Caramel.
brulees.
Woo-hoo.
I guess I'm just a classic man, you know? I'm going with
Yeah.
the old faithful, but super reliable. Okay, are we ready to kick off this or that holiday style sponsored by
Yes.
Starbucks?
Let's rock and roll.
Okay, I'm going to go first. I've got turkey or sides. I'm definitely
Are
going
meatballs
sides.
included in the sides?
Absolutely
If
not.
you know, you know.
No. I'm going sides.
Sides for sure.
Have you ever
I'm
had a
gonna-
green bean casserole?
I'm going to go turkey.
Yes. Oh my God.
You're going turkey?
If my meatballs are included in the sides, then I'm going to go sides. But I'm not
I
a
feel
stuffing
like
guy.
you hate turkey.
Nick doesn't do casseroles or
Stuffing
stuffings
or
or stuff like
something.
that.
It's just such a
You
good
can't
drink.
help yourself. I'm going to
Yeah.
drink every time.
I know. I
just
think.
because it's so good.
Okay. Wait. So stuffing or green bean casserole?
Green bean casserole all day,
Green
every
bean
day.
casserole for
Stuffing.
sure.
I'd go green bean casserole. I don't stuff a stuffing.
I love stuffing,
Stuffing.
but like the little French fried onions you put on top of a green bean casserole. You kidding me?
So good.
You kidding
So
me?
good.
I like when the stuffing gets like overdone and it's crispy. Okay, I have a really good one because I literally contemplate with this every single day of my life. Iced or hot?
Always
Ooh.
hot. I'll get hot in 95-degree weather.
Mm.
I am the same way.
In the
Iced.
holidays, definitely hot.
I always want hot.
I'm iced most of the time, but occasionally it is like a holiday drink. I do like a mocha. An iced mocha doesn't feel right in my soul. I have to get like a steamy hot mocha.
Well, peppermint mocha or caramel brulee latte. I'm
Peppermint
definitely. You have to agree with me and drink. You're just forgetting the rules and you're just drinking your coffee.
That's good. I made up the rules anyways. Who cares?
What the
Were you
heck
going to
is
say
like-
caramel brulee?
Of course I'm saying caramel brulee.
It's a
Mhm.
hard choice. They're both really good. In this moment right now, I'm going caramel because that's when I'm drinking and I'm loving it.
Gingerbread cookies or sugar cookies?
Shh. What is yours?
Sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies.
Sugar
100%.
cookies.
Real tree or fake tree? We are fake tree family over here because we start decorating in October.
I think because I never really had a real tree growing up because I was in Florida, real trees like are so exciting to me. Ooh, coffee with festive music or coffee with a festive movie?
Coffee with a festive music.
Music?
I
I'm
want
gonna
to
say
drink a
music,
coffee.
too.
I want to start a fire, get some chores done, have my Starbucks drink in hand.
Have like some Frank Sinatra Christmas music in the
Yes.
background, Yeah.
Yeah, or like driving around looking at the lights like you said
Driving
earlier.
around
Can you
looking at
imagine
the
like waking up in the
lights.
morning, drinking your Starbucks drink, and having some Jingle Bell Rock going on in the background?
Oh my god. Yeah. A little Christmas wrapping.
Okay, eggnog or hot cocoa?
Definitely
cocoa.
hot cocoa.
Holiday launch day or wait until December?
Definitely launch day.
I mean, as early as possible, right?
No, as
Yeah.
early as possible.
As early as
Like,
possible.
as
Like, let's get it started. Let's get the holiday season. It's November.
I do enjoy waiting till December. I'm sorry, you guys.
When the Starbucks holiday cups come out, you know it's ready to party the holiday style.
Well, how about this? New holiday drinks or the classics at Starbucks?
I kind of like the classics too.
The classics are just like, they hold up.
Yeah.
But the holiday drinks make it like, again, it just reminds you of the holidays. It mixes it up. You can feel like you're like joining in on the fun.
You know
Yeah.
what's fun sometimes too is to take a classic and then to put like a little holiday spin on it.
Yeah.
Or even a classic in a holiday cup.
True.
What about going out shopping after Thanksgiving or online shopping?
It depends because there is something too, like going and getting a coffee, walking around, seeing the lights, being with your family.
Yeah, strolling
When I'm
around.
online shopping, I'm just like,
Yeah.
You can also have a Starbucks drink in your hand when you're doing that, but I really enjoy going into the store, grabbing my holiday drink.
I guess it depends if I want an experience or if I actually want to buy things.
Like my favorite thing to do with Natalie is going to New York, grabbing coffee, and walking around the city.
It just makes you feel like really, really present and with like the person you love.
and
it's
the holidays
beautiful.
also always feel nostalgic. too,
Shopping
in
and
that way.
coffee.
No better combo.
Literally.
It's the best combo in the world. Well, thanks for playing along. Hope you enjoyed this holiday segment. Don't forget to get your Starbucks drinks this holiday season. Now it's time to get to our first caller. How's it going?
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm 25 years old. And how do I convince my boyfriend that it's time to get married?
Okay. Why do you have to convince him? Well, I
Well,
guess
we've been together.
let's start with why do you feel like you're ready? And despite him not being ready, why do you feel like he should still ask you?
Yeah, we've been together for 7 years.
Okay.
So I just feel like time is of the essence now. And so we started dating when we were 18, and now we're 25, and I have a house. He primarily lives with me.
You
We
own a
both,
you own the house?
yeah, I own the
What do
house.
you mean by
Yeah.
he primarily lives with you?
He stays there like 5 nights a week, and then like 1 or 2 nights he goes back to his place.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just feel like obviously like our lives are in sync, like we're financially stable. And I guess I just don't see the point of continuing to wait until some magical time for him.
So what conversations are you guys having about your future?
Yeah, we honestly talk about it a lot. We even did like couples counseling earlier this year, and our relationship is really great. I feel like for the most part, like we're just very in sync with one another. We're pretty codependent on each other. Obviously, we're very involved in each other's lives, being 7 years in. So we've had lots of different conversations. Honestly, pretty much weekly about marriage. And he's always reassured me that he wants to get married. He wants to be married to me. He wants to have kids and a family together, but he just doesn't feel like he's ready yet.
And have you asked him what he needs to get ready? You know?
Yeah, I have for sure. And he never has like a very like clear, direct answer. He's always just kind of like, well, um, I just feel like it's really scary. It's a huge commitment. And I'm like, well, obviously, marriage is a big commitment. And, but clearly, like, you're not afraid to be committed to me for 7 years and to have our lives like completely codependent on one another. So, yeah, that's pretty much the only answer that I get is that it's scary, but someday, like, for sure, we'll be married.
What if he told you, Jim, just hypothetical? I'm assuming you guys like each other's firsts in a lot of
Yes.
departments. Okay.
Hmm.
What if he was just like, hey, like, listen, the idea that you're my only girlfriend and the only person I hooked up with kind of freaks me out. What if he told you that?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would understand where he's coming from, but I mean, I feel like if you got it right on the first try, then that's great.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I just don't. I mean, the thing is like, I totally get where you're coming from, right? 7 years is a long time. You're pretty content with the relationship. I don't mean content in a bad way. I just mean like it sounds like you're
Mhm.
really happy with how things are. And yeah, as a 25-year-old dating a guy for 7 years, like if I'm in your position, the logical next step would be to want this. For whatever reason, he doesn't yet. Why is he not ready? Right?
Yeah.
There's got to be a thing, an actual tangible thing, whether he is aware of it or not, but he probably is, that's stopping him from being like, this is the woman I want to marry, like that I love
Mhm.
her, like the only thing I want that I know I want in my life is her.
Mhm.
He lacks that certainty. I don't know where where you live, where your community is, and what the people around you are doing with their lives. But in general, our society is settling down later in life. And
Mhm.
having dated someone since you were 18 and staying together only to get married is less common than it is common these days. Used to be more
Right.
common back in the day. So it might just be as simple as that, where he's not sure what he wants to do with his life. Where is he in his career?
So that's kind of another point of contention a little bit. I'm the breadwinner in the relationship, which that's not like anything that I'm upset about by any means. Like I'm totally secure in my career. He's in the interview process right now for like a full-time job, but the last couple of years, he does videography, so it's kind of just like weddings and gigs and social media stuff for other people. And then he bartends at a local restaurant too.
Okay. So probably safe to say that he's not like living the dream when it comes to his career.
Yeah, I would say so.
Is he like career motivated? Does he not care? Do you sense a frustration from him about like just not being exactly where he wants to be professionally at this stage?
Yeah, and honestly, I've thought about that a lot. He hasn't necessarily come out and said like money is a factor for him, but I do feel like he kind of has those like traditional values, like men should be able to provide in the relationship and stuff like that. And so I feel like maybe that could be a point of contention for him too.
It might be less about money and more about him feeling like he doesn't have his purpose yet. And I understand, I'm sure on some level you want to be like, well, I want to be his purpose and listen, like I've said this many times since I've gotten married and have a kid, like they are certainly the center of my universe. But I definitely waited until I figured my shit out, so to speak. And it's a lot easier to feel the way I do, feeling secure about, where I am professionally, right? And I think that is the case for a lot of men. And, there is a level of like less freedom that comes with marriage. I don't know what your guys' plan is in terms of like having kids and things like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's a part of him that's just like, I haven't figured myself out yet. I don't know as an individual, as a man, I'm not where I want to be. And then once we get married, this life becomes less about what I want and what I want to do and more about us, which is right. There's a truth to that. You want each other to feel that way to a certain degree, right?
Right. Yeah.
And then you guys start having kids. All of a sudden you're the breadwinner. You're like, well, you be a stay-at-home dad. And, I don't know, maybe he's down for that. Maybe he's not. Right. But it could be coming from that place, right? That he hasn't really figured his shit out yet. And I think there's a desire for people to want to do that before they quote unquote settle down, because there's definitely this idea that once I do that, like you kind of lock into the life that you exist. Now that doesn't have to be the case. Like you could be a supportive partner and just say, hey, I don't know what I would ask him what his dreams are. What does he want to do? How can I support his dreams? I don't know. Like how, you guys should be asking each other that. But if that's the case, right? If that's what's going on, it might make him feel more secure to choose a life with you if he feels like you really have his back and that you are interested in hearing the things he aspires to do and be for himself, and that he would have your support, Maybe he wanted to go back to school. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know, but part-time freelance videography work and bartending is probably, I'm guessing hopes to accomplish more than that on an individual basis. Do you have any idea what some of his professional dreams and aspirations are?
Yeah, I think he would love to do just like anything social media for businesses or videography. He's super
vague.
passionate about that. Yeah, I guess maybe like to be more clear, he's done a lot of concert videography. And so, and he also loves the idea of travel with that.
Still kind of vague, I mean, if I'm not critiquing your answer. I'm just like, if that's all if he's telling me that, I'd been like, well, that's not like, if you like, great, you like videography, you like social media, you want to do something in the content creation, do you want to start your own business? Who do you want to serve? Is it like, you mentioned weddings, is it small businesses? Like, do you want to start your own company? Like the idea of travel? I mean, I guess, sure. Depends on, for vacations or for work. Traveling for work, it's pretty old, pretty fast. but like, I'm not, listen, at 25 years old, I mean, I was 25. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and that was 20 years ago, And I think a lot of
Right.
a lot of young people, Gen Z, so to speak, are maturing and growing up later in life. You're ahead of the curve. You got your house. You sound like you have a job that you enjoy. You're making good money. You feel like that's partly why you're so ready. Because you're like, my logical next step for me is to get married and have kids. I don't know if you want to have kids,
Right.
but for him, he's just like, I don't know, man. And I think
Yeah.
that's probably your biggest hurdle. And so that's not to say you have to wait till he figures it out, because hell, he might not figure it out for 10 years.
Oh gosh.
But what you need to do is just sit down with him and just, because like commitment's scary, all those things. You guys have to find some common ground. And it can't just be you pressuring him to propose to you. You have to, you really have to get him to open up about, as a couple, like, what are some things, like, you have to be willing to maybe hear an answer that might hurt your feelings, right? Because like, I'm assuming on some level, you don't want to hear any doubt about his desire to propose to you. You've been together for 7 years. You have a good relationship. So it might be hard to hear, I just worry if we get married, then what am I supposed to do? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. It might come across a way that it sounds unsexy, certainly not romantic. And it might feel almost like a personal attack, even if he doesn't mean that. But you really have to talk with him and get him comfortable enough to open up about what his real feelings are about your future.
Yeah.
And just be like, hypothetical, let's play a game. Let's say we got married, let's say we got engaged. And just like, you can tell me anything, but like, what are some, and maybe you open up with something that like makes you nervous about the possibility of getting engaged or getting married. You must have some, you're a human being, you should have some like, nervousness. Doesn't mean you're not ready or you're not going to, but that vulnerability might get him to be vulnerable, right? And then maybe, it's just like, maybe he can open up, but you have to find out how you can support him. And he needs to hear that like, it is okay for him to be vulnerable with you, and you're willing to listen, and you're willing to say, okay, well, let's figure this out together. I believe in you. I want you to be happy with like what you do for your career outside of us. Like, I want you to have a fulfilling life. I want both of us to be able to chase our dreams. You know what I'm saying? Like, have conversations like that where you feel like you can operate as a team. You can be his cheerleader. He can be yours. And if you haven't had conversations like that before, he's probably separating his relationship with you and thinking about and feeling a little less than in general, or even compared to you because of where you're at with your career, and really feeling like he wants to figure his shit out, but having a hard time doing it. Maybe doesn't have a lot of guidance. He wouldn't be the first 25-year-old person to be like, traveling sounds cool, which is like, we don't know what we want to do. We want to do something that we're passionate about. We want to make some money. It's like, we don't know, but he does have to really put himself out there, and he has to try, and he has to be able to take some swings and have some misses. And that can be very difficult for anyone's psyche. And it's a little easier to do as a single person, because you don't feel like you're letting anyone down other than yourself. So you're going to have to, for him to be able to do this while he's in a serious relationship with you, you really have to like show that you support him and believe in him, and then failure is okay, and things like that, because that's probably a big reason what's driving him from feeling as ready as you are.
Yeah. And I feel like we've had a lot of conversations like that over the years. And I also kind of wonder if part of it might be the fact that his parents were never married. And he didn't really experience like an up close, healthy relationship, much less marriage.
Maybe. I
And
mean,
I
certainly.
yeah, I grew up with a very healthy example of marriage. My parents are still together.
I wouldn't
And
assume
so,
that. I wouldn't assume that. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. The fact that his
yeah.
parents never got married isn't like necessarily helping your cause, but it could go both. Like in those scenarios, it can go both ways, right? The child who didn't have your traditional upbringing might really crave that, and want that from themselves, and or at times they want exactly what they had, growing up. It's possible. That definitely could be playing a role. I also think it's probably just more likely that the I'm not ready is more centered around he has other things as an individual to figure out. And if you want to
Yeah.
if you want him to prioritize your relationship while simultaneously feel like he can still figure out his shit out, you have to create a space that makes him feel like that.
Yeah. So even if I have like that safe space for him and we have great conversations about this, do you feel like I just kind of need to back off on the subject a little bit? Or do you feel like
It really
it's
comes
okay
down
to
to
like,
your approach, right? Like if you focus on the engagement and you're like, why haven't you asked me yet? Why aren't we engaged? Without having any other kind of conversation, yeah, he might be very resistant. You're definitely like, it's like, this is definitely a threading the needle conversation. But I think it's just more about like, you want to get to a place where I'm asking these questions and you're not guessing. That you really
Right.
understand where your partner's coming from and his point of view and his insecurities and what his goals are and what his dreams are. Now, granted, he might not know exactly what those dreams are either, but like you also helping him get there. Really, you're guessing you have an idea, but you don't really know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
And his life, and as someone who wants to be his life partner at this stage in the game, you probably should have a more clear idea of what that is, or at least, where he's at. And I can't help but wonder if that's playing a role. I mean, I think most people, men or women, feel that way, and men especially, for all the, and for the feeling of, a lot of men, their love language is acts of service. They want to feel like they're at least contributing equally, if not more.
Right.
And they want to we all want to enjoy what we do. We all want to, have a sense of like, you know what, I figured it out, and I enjoy waking up and with a sense of purpose for work. And I'm proud of the money I make and I can always aspire for more, but I figured it out, rather than like always kind of being, and I remember being in your, boyfriend's shoes. It's just like, you're kind of doing fine. Maybe you're making okay money, and bartending, you can make really good money, but like maybe, but you kind of hear what people are doing. And when you meet people who are making good money and like their jobs, there's a sense of like envy. There's a sense of like, man, they like, you really they seem content with where they are, rather than like, I still haven't found my thing, and if he doesn't feel like he's found his thing, it's difficult to feel like you're ready to settle down, so to speak, because settling down means everything, kind of everything else is in place. So you have to create an atmosphere, an environment where getting engaged and getting married doesn't exactly mean settling down for the two of you.
Right.
It's like we commit to each other, but we still have a lot of goals as a young couple. What are your goals? What do you want to do? How can I support you? Here are my goals. This is what what you two should understand, what as individuals you guys want to accomplish, how you guys can support each other as individuals, and then what your goals are as a couple and how you guys can support each other as a couple. And that should be a conversation you guys have where you're not guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. So even if he says something like, I'll be ready to get married in 2 years or 3 years or something like that, do you feel like
that's just him kicking the can? That's him guessing and hoping, more realistically, if I'm right, that he will have found his thing. He might not even realize that he feels the way he is, right? He might not like have, again, like you got to get him to open up. he might not have admitted to himself, like, I'm not where I want to be professionally. You know, he might be somewhat content. You know, it's like, I don't know, make good money. I'm bartend. I'm doing this freelance stuff. Hasn't really thought about it, but there is something that's stopping him, you know, despite a 7-year relationship that is good. There's what's stopping him. Cause you're right. They're like, you know, hell, it's been 7 years. What's next?
Yeah. And just without like that lack of clarity or direction, I feel like I'm just left guessing a lot. And obviously, like, I know he loves me. I know that we're committed to each other. And like I said, our relationship is really great otherwise, but I just can't help but feel like this sense of like insecurity almost of like, why are you still not ready after all these years?
Yeah. And, you know, don't be like, hey, I sense this insecurity. Why are you insecure? You just try to sit down with your boyfriend and be interested in what his passions and dreams are, and be motivated to try to support him, and be that friend and be that partner who wants to help your partner accomplish his dreams so that you can be proud of him and he can feel proud in himself. And I wouldn't, you know, it's, you know, it's not rocket science. Like, you know, most people, and especially men, you know, it's like, I felt a lot more ready to settle down after I bought my first house, after you know, when I was still dating, you know, when I moved out to LA and I was living with my buddy, but like, I definitely wasn't like, it's just hard to really commit, you know, when you haven't figured your shit out. And once you do, then then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, I want all those other things, you know? And I think that plays a big role. And why people want to settle down later in life, because I think they're having a harder and harder time finding out what their thing is. Now, I mean, you know, listen, the job market there's a lot of things that make things more difficult for younger generations these days. But also partly is just like people are also less practical too. You know, for example, if your boyfriend, you know, there's a lot of trades that like, I mean, people can make a ton of money being electricians and plumbers and in the trades that like are very under, like we're lacking you know, people aren't trained and not skilled. And if, let's say I don't know, I'm not saying he might hate that. Like, he might be like, oh my God, I can never picture him doing that. But, if again, I don't know what his passions are. If it's just like having a good, reliable job he can be proud of, or it can be, you know, like, I think any electrician, for example, like that's a skill set that most people don't know how to do, and you can make good money, and people are in need of electricians. And like, if you're like, I'm an electrician, I think a lot of people are like, oh, cool, that's a cool ass job. I can't do that, you know, and you make good money, and then maybe he could do freelance on the side. I don't know, but maybe his passion is really like, you know, social media and things like that. But he needs to have some kind of plan and purpose. Like, what is that going to look like? You know, so he has to hold himself accountable, you know, from being just a dreamer. But it's not shocking. My guess is, whether that's the only thing, maybe the parents and never getting married is playing a role, but I don't know a lot of people, especially men, who are excited about getting engaged and married and settling down if they still feel very unsettled when it comes to like what they want to do for themselves or their career early in life.
Yeah. A lot of my friends too have said like I might have a little bit of like an enabling issue with him. And I wonder if like that might have any impact on the situation, just as far as like really kind of providing for him financially, and
Maybe
like obviously physically for a home, and like sometimes I'll pay his car payments and stuff like that.
You shouldn't be paying his car payments.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you make it easy, if you make it just, you know, like, not to get into deeper conversations, but like, you know, you heard the feed a man a fish, feed him for a day, teach a man how to fish, feed him for a lifetime. You are giving him just enough to not want to figure his own shit out, you know? And it's a detriment to you and him. You're doing just enough to make him feel comfortable with his lifestyle. And even if he's like a little deep down, not like where he wants to be. He might not even fully realize that, he's got you to rely on. So you're not married. You don't live together. He doesn't have a commitment to you. You shouldn't be paying his car payments. You shouldn't be paying for anything other than like the occasional dinner and maybe the nice gift, but you're not supporting him and he shouldn't be benefiting from your financial support or hard work.
Yeah. I think I have a hard time with that because I know like he struggles more financially and I feel more financially secure.
That's his problem. But like, again, like
Right.
it's not your job to do that. And to that point, if he wants that security, then he should, that's, you have that going, he should want to marry you. Like that's what a married couple does. And if he doesn't want to marry you, that's fine. Maybe he's not ready and you don't want to force him if he's not ready, but to stop giving him the benefits of of a marriage without committing to a marriage.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's
No,
definitely something I
wouldn't
like,
I mean, I would stop doing it right away, but I would try to do that more subtly rather than, I mean, granted, if he asks, you can just tell him, but I wouldn't use that as a pressure for him to get engaged. More importantly, you want this guy finding his purpose and feeling fulfilled on his own. And yes, if you think he's a little lazy and has a lacks direction, I would stop supporting that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you make a great point. I feel like that makes sense.
Okay. Now you have some stuff to work with.
Yeah. I feel like I have a lot of things to work with. I don't know. I feel like a relationship is very good, but there are just like some key components that just don't seem to be adding up right.
Well, yeah, it can be very good with some things that you guys need to work on, but it sounds like this whole, the call started with like, how do I convince my boyfriend of 7 years to propose? And it's like, right now, I don't think that should be your primary objective. Your primary objective should be recalibrating expectations, stop supporting him financially, and most importantly, having an understanding about how you guys can support each other as individuals and the dreams that you have, and what are your goals as a couple, and make him feel like he has value and that you believe in him, but you're also like challenge him that he has to like get his shit, that he's going to have to make this happen. But you're not sitting around for a feeling, like he is sitting around for a feeling. You're paying his rent. You're supporting him. You're doing just enough where he's kind of comfortable with his lifestyle, but deep down he's not feeling fulfilled, and that's why it's just like, I don't know, I'll be ready in 3 years. Like, no, he's just hoping he'll feel differently in 3 years, but he's not doing anything about it that will make him feel different.
Yeah, and he definitely has said in the past too that he is like, he's used those words that he's waiting for a feeling and he's waiting to feel like some sort of, I don't know, magical moment that he's ready, which
it's
I
never gonna happen. Yeah,
it's not gonna.
Yeah. You're waiting for a miracle. Well, good luck. Hopefully this is helpful.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I definitely have things to work on, so I'll be doing that.
All right, well, keep us posted how it's going.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Cozy sofas are the star for any room in your house. Their modular setup makes it easy to mix and match the design. If you're someone like Natalie who always likes to like rearrange furniture in the house, the Cozy sofas make it so easy. I mean, at least I don't like rearranging it, but Lynn, when she makes me do it, at least it's easy to do. Cozy makes your home feel effortlessly stylish and genuinely comfortable, with pieces that assemble quickly, move easily, and look good in space. They take all the stress out of setting up at home, turning what's normally a heavy lifting headache into something simple, fast, and actually fun. Cozy furniture features modular designs, meaning that your furniture can grow and shift and fit your life. Cozy has everything from modular sofa beds to washable rugs and customizable shelving, all built to handle real-life messes without the stress. So if you want furniture that can survive spilled wine, everyday chaos, and still look amazing, Cozy is absolutely the move. Customizable looks mean no compromises. With Cozy, you can truly enjoy luxury of choice. Change your living room as easy as changing your mind. Also, just because I'm a good boss, we did a little prize, and Jack won a Cozy modular sofa. He loves it. Here's a photo of it in his living room. Transform your living room space today with Cozy. Visit cozy.com, COZEY, the home of possibilities made easy. Ready to spin, deal, and play like a pro? Legendz Online Casino has hundreds of games where the action never stops. You've got to check out Legendz Online Casino. Legendz has hundreds of games to choose from, everything from slots and poker to live tables where you can play roulette, blackjack, and baccarat with real dealers, all from your phone or laptop. Here's the best part. They've got a mega jackpot that you can hit playing any game. It's not tied to a single slot, so every spin or hand gives you a shot at something huge. And the games on Legendz have some of the highest return to player rates, which means you're getting some of the best odds out there. Plus, when you sign up today, you can get a 100% match on your first purchase up to $100. Just go to the link in the description and use promo code VIALL. That is Legendz, LEGENDZ.com, promo code VIALL. Enter, play, spin, and maybe hit the mega jackpot. If your cat could write a letter to Santa, Pretty Litter would be at the top of their list, because nothing says I love you like a fresher, cleaner litter box. This season, give your cat the gift of comfort and yourself the gift of easy cleanup, odor control, and peace of mind. Pretty Litter is soft on their paws, easy to maintain, and even helps you keep an eye on their health. It's like wrapping up care, comfort, and convenience in one box. Pretty Litter helps monitor your cat's health, testing acidity and alkalinity levels and the visible presence of blood in your cat's urine. Pretty Litter ships free right to your door, so no heavy bags to carry and no last-minute pet store runs. Pretty Litter's crystals are safe for cats and people alike. Advanced odor control means your home smells like a home and not a litter box. The ultra-absorbent formula uses less material than clay litter, reduces waste, and saves money. Ideal for apartments, busy lifestyles, or multiple cat households. I know Mary is always talking about her cat, George Michael, and she is a Pretty Litter stan. She raves about it, talks about it. She is a loyal Pretty Litter customer, and George Michael, her cat, is very thankful for that. Right now, try your first bag for just $14.99 and get a free cat toy at prettylitter.com/VIALL. That's prettylitter.com/VIALL to get your first bag for just $14.99. prettylitter.com/VIALL. Pretty Litter cannot detect every feline health issue or prevent or diagnose diseases. A diagnosis can only come from a licensed veterinarian. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. How's it going?
It's good. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Melanie, I'm 24.
And how can I help, Melanie?
My best friend is pregnant with my almost baby daddy, and I am baffled.
What do you mean by almost baby daddy?
So I got pregnant in my hoe phase, and so it was between one of two guys, and it wasn't him, so almost.
Okay. You thought it might be him. You didn't know for sure. Okay.
Yeah, I got a paternity test.
And then your now best friend has since hooked up with this guy and is now pregnant with him.
Yes.
Okay. Is this like, are you just having a hard time processing it? Are you feeling betrayed by your friend, or like what can I help you with other than like you telling us a crazy story and us being like, oh my God?
She doesn't fully understand that, like, I'm upset about it, and I don't know if I have a right to be upset about it. Like, is this something that, like, is this a friendship ending thing? Because, like, it's so awkward, like, even being around her anymore. So, like, I was just hoping to get some advice on, like, how I move forward, in just, like, the awkwardness.
What's your current relationship status?
Like, personally, like,
Yeah.
I have a house, I have a family, I have 2 kids.
You have 2 kids, okay.
Yes, so I've had a second one since.
Do you have a partner?
Yes.
Okay. Are you guys married?
No.
Okay. Are you happy?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. All right.
We have our issues, but
I mean, everyone does, but feel like you're working on your issues?
trying.
Okay. I mean, like, yeah. So let's just start with, do you have a right to be upset? I mean, you caring about her getting pregnant with this guy is giving a little like you care about a guy that you shouldn't be caring about.
Mhm. Yeah.
And to be clear, did you like really date this guy, or is he just some guy you were kind of hanging out with? He was like a hookup buddy for a period of time.
Yeah, so a little backstory, him and I were hanging out all summer. We never like put an official title to it, but we were basically doing everything boyfriend girlfriends do without the title. And this girl also like hung out with us. Like she would third wheel with us on dates every once in a while. That's something like her and I used to do. So like she was like fully a part of our like
Right.
situationship. And then also I would talk to her about everything, and then him and I continued hooking up for like multiple years after this like summer fling. So we hooked up for probably like 3 years, and like the most recent hookup was in like within a year of her getting pregnant with this guy. Sorry, I can slow down if you want me to like give
How
a timeline.
how long you been together with your current partner?
A little over a year and a half.
Okay.
So
who is the baby daddy of your firstborn?
he's not in the picture at all. He wants absolutely nothing to do with
Okay, gotcha. So you're not with that guy.
No,
So
no.
you didn't cheat on your current partner with this guy, right?
No.
Okay, so you were hooking up with two guys,
Mhm.
one being this guy that your friend now got impregnated by, and
Mhm.
then the oldest's father. You weren't sure who the father was it was, but you took a paternity test and realized it was this other man who has pieced out in your life. The guy that
Yes.
you all thought it also might be, you kept hooking up with him after you had your firstborn?
Yes.
Okay. Did she know that?
Oh yeah. I mean, she fully was like I talked to her about everything. Like
Yeah.
she's been my best friend for like since
And then
3rd grade.
why did that end? And then how did you meet your current partner?
It kind of ended because of my current partner. We would hook up unless one of us he was never in a relationship. We would just hook up unless one of us was me, unless I was talking or dating somebody else.
Gotcha.
So that's how it stopped is
Gotcha.
I
All right.
started dating somebody else.
All right. I don't think you have much of a right to be upset here.
I mean, I'm happy for her and I want the best for her. It is just, so awkward to me that.
It's only awkward because you are choosing to make it awkward, right? I mean, listen, you have 2 kids, you have a partner, you're living with each other, you're playing house, you're not married yet, but like everything about your lifestyle is a family unit, and you have a beautiful thing going. I think that's where your priorities need to lie. You had a hookup buddy that, sounds like, if my guess is, you kind of had some feelings for, or it dragged out, you felt a certain way, but like, I don't know, it never happened. And then you met your partner, and I'm assuming and hoping that you were busy being a mom and busy in that relationship. And I don't know, your friend was single and she knew this guy, there was a comfort level there. I mean, like, it's not a crime that they like had a night where they went out and hooked up, and I'm sure he pursued her just as much as she pursued him and got pregnant. I mean, like, but like, you don't get to call dibs on this guy, and I understand you can feel a certain way about it, but yeah, it's not like, it's just weird for you to hold some like, she stabbed me in the back. And I'm not saying you are, but like, whatever weirdness you're feeling, there's a feeling you clearly have some kind of like, did she betray me? Like, was she supposed to do that? Like, is it kind of fucked up that she did that? And like, again, I don't know her situation. Maybe she did it to spite you. Like, unless you think this girl has some secret jealousy for you and is more of your frenemy than your friend, and you really think that's what she's all about, and she hooked up with him because she wanted to have what she suspected you wanted to make her feel, then yeah. I mean, if that's who you think this friend is, then you should have a problem with it. But if that's not what this is, if this aside, she's a good friend with a good heart who wants love and wants a connection, and like you and everyone else out there who's had, a difficult time with dating, and everyone's this kind of very slapper daters, that she ended up hooking up with this after you were in a relationship with 2 children playing house, that she like, met up with a familiar guy and things went down and she got pregnant. I think you should just be happy for her.
And I am happy for her. Like, I just was at her baby shower and, like, it's just everything changed. Like, I found out she was pregnant on Facebook, and I don't know, like, when I got pregnant with both of my kids, she was my
Yeah, but like
first or second call.
you've
Like,
acknowledged that you think it's kind of weird, and she might think it's kind of weird. So like, if you really value this friendship, she's the one who's pregnant right now. She's in a vulnerable, probably state of mind. I don't know, but like, if you're comfortable with it and you value this friendship and you want the weirdness to go away, then you should call her up or take her off her coffee and just say, you know what, I want you to know I'm just really happy for you, and like.
mhm,
And I know him and I have a past, but like I'm happy with my like I just want to know that like I value this friendship. I wouldn't even, but like I'm really happy for you and I'm always here for you. And I don't want you to ever feel like you can't talk to me,
mhm,
and make it safe for her to open up. She might be feeling weird. She might have been worried about what you were going to say or feel about this. So let her know you don't care.
yeah,
But like you clearly weren't sure and aren't sure if you care. She's not, so she wouldn't be wrong for worrying about you caring and
mhm,
feeling uncomfortable with calling you up and being the first person she told. Like, it's like you want to be the first person like you told her, but like she was like, oh, kind of hooked up with the guy that she was hooking up with. And, there's definitely some weirdness here. And again, like, this person. Hopefully, certainly, I don't know who this person is. If your gut tells you that she had alternative motives and that she's a little shady, then, that's a different story. But,
yeah,
this wasn't like your ex-boyfriend, certainly not your ex-husband. It was your hookup buddy,
mhm,
and you moved on with your life. And she hooked up with a familiar friend.
yeah. I think just having that conversation of like, I hope you can still like come to me is going to be important just
Yeah.
because I do want her to know that. It's just,
I'm so excited you're having a child and we have both young kids. I'm really excited to spend time with you and have our kids play, and I'm here for you, and being a mom is hard, and like if I can ever like whatever I can help with, like advice or just like
mhm,
be there for each other,
yeah.
But if you're feeling like it's a little weird, then you're projecting that weirdness and she can pick up on it, and then she senses it and she's wondering if you're mad at her, and then you both kind of like get weird around each other and you both kind of stop talking, and it's just
Mhm,
not worth it over a guy who's like not your guy. And the only thing that would stop you if you think she's a bad person, who you think she's kind of shady and deliberately did this, and I'm not sensing that and from you.
no, she's definitely not
Yeah.
somebody doing it deliberately. That
Okay.
helps a lot.
All right. Good luck.
Right.
Hopefully, yeah. Let me know. Let me know how it goes. But focus on what you have. This is a waste of your energy. You asked you how your relationship's going. You're like, okay, listen, focus that energy on being present with your partner instead of
Mhm,
kind of in a weird way, giving more energy to some hookup guy about what he means to you or doesn't mean to you, or whether you should have dibs. Focus that on your family.
okay. Yeah,
All
that
right.
makes sense.
Okay. Take care.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Looking for the gift that becomes a favorite long after the holidays? Aura Frames is the hidden gem that does exactly that. Aura Frames aims to connect people through a brilliant photo sharing experience, transforming the digital frame into a private social network for authentic connections between loved ones. Featured in 495 gift guides during 2024 alone, selected 3 times as Oprah's favorite thing, named the #1 digital picture frame by Wirecutter, The Strategist, Wired, and PC Mag. It's easy to set up. You can always update your photos. It makes a great gift, especially for all those relatives that you don't get to see very often, especially like grandma, who doesn't know how to update her pictures that often. And especially if you have like young kids, it's always great to get those loved ones an Aura frame. That way, as every time you take a new like picture of your kid, and if they hit a new stage, you can always update those photos for your loved ones to see. Also, you can have videos. You can upload videos up to 30 seconds long, and your favorite live iPhone photos will play right on the frame. The embedded speaker can play audio and on demand. Frame instantly from anywhere. Share photos or videos from any device, and they will instantly appear on the frame. Wherever it is in the world, no memory card required. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code VIALL at checkout. That is AURAFrames.com, promo code VIALL. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply.
We are constantly on the go. We're bouncing back and forth all the time. We're always on an airplane. We're always in the car. We're always going. And it's so hard to stay on a routine. It's so hard to make sure you're keeping your supplements and your vitamins and all the things that you need to be taking. And that is why we love Symbiotica. Symbiotica is for anyone who's doing all the right things but still doesn't feel their best, because true wellness starts at the cellular level with science-backed high absorption supplements designed to travel with you and work with your body. Symbiotica helps you feel more like you. Symbiotica is one of the most trustworthy brands out there. They never compromise on quality and sourcing. Their products are free from seed oils, preservatives, toxins, or artificial additives. It's something you can taste and feel in every packet. It only takes 30 seconds a day to get all the nutrients that you need. Their travel-sized packets make it so easy to throw in your purse, in your carry-on, in your backpack, leaving your car. Whatever it is you're doing, you can take Symbiotica with you. Their liquid colostrum is one of my favorites. It supports hair, skin, and nails, helps maintain a healthy gut lining, supports a healthy immune system, and so much more. So you can go to symbiotica.com/VIALL to get 20% off plus free shipping. That's CYMBIOTIKA.com/VIALL for 20% off plus free shipping. You know that feeling when your favorite store has a sale? With Rakuten, you can stack cash back on top of those deals. Savings on savings, from fashion and beauty to home goods and travel. Rakuten helps you earn while you shop, especially during the holidays. Rakuten is a great way to save money when you shop because you can earn cash back at all of your favorite stores. It's especially good over the holidays because you can stack cash back on top of holiday sales to maximize your savings. If your favorite store is having a sale for 20% off and Rakuten has a 15% cash back, you can stack the two deals together to maximize your savings. Rakuten partners with all of your favorite stores across the categories like fashion, beauty, wellness, electronics, home essentials, travel, dining, and so much more. I just know the Sephora Black Friday deals are going to be so good, and being able to stack the Rakuten's cash back on top will get you maximum savings. Keep an eye out for Rakuten's weekly big deal reveals, where one great store offers epically high cash back for one day only. Membership is free. It's super easy to sign up. You can go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. Join today for a new member welcome bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Terms and conditions apply.
How's it going?
Hey, I'm Lindsay. I'm 29 years old, and I'm curious to know if being a bad kisser is a deal breaker.
Who's the bad kisser, you or him?
Well, I'm coming on here because it's not me. It's another guy that I met, and let me tell you, it was quite possibly the worst experience of my life. The issue at hand, though, is that on paper, he's perfect. He's perfect.
Well, other than on paper, paper doesn't mean much, but what about in life?
Okay. Oh, beautiful. Like, he's got a great job. I did go to his apartment. Like, everything was good up until our lips touched, basically.
How, describe the kiss?
Okay, have you, Niagara Falls? If you were standing at the bottom with your mouth wide open,
He was
get the picture.
So it was too aggressive.
It was no coordination. It was like he was possessed by I'm serious. It was so strange. And I've had my fair share of smooches. I've had bad kissers. I'm sure I haven't been great in the past too, but this was exceptional.
How long could you go about kissing this guy?
Right before I get to a point where I can tell him.
Yeah,
maybe
how
we
long?
should-
How long could you put up with it?
That's the thing. No, I can't. I would have to not kiss him again. It was that bad.
Tell me
But
about how many dates have you been on?
We've only seen each other once because I haven't really made up my mind yet about if I want to go, because he's such a great guy.
What makes him great?
We have a lot of the same outlooks on life. We live really close to each other. I have 3 older sisters, and that's the most important part of me. And he also has 3 older sisters that he's extremely close with. We immediately bonded on that. Not that that's huge, but he's well educated, which I appreciate. He's just a really nice guy, really fun. Takes care of himself. His apartment was nice. His apartment was clean. He had an adult male apartment. I I was impressed. That's why we got to a point of sharing a kiss.
How long? Like, so you've only had one date?
Yeah.
How many conversations leading up to this date did you guys have?
Like quite a few. Quite a few. Nothing over the phone though.
How old
Nothing.
is
We
he?
didn't like. He's 33. Yeah. Why are you 33 and you can't kiss? And you're good looking. There's
Well,
an issue
he's
here.
single.
Now he's single.
He had a
I
girl.
asked him.
When was his? How long was his last relation? Like, yeah,
He said 3 years ago.
he's been
But
single for 3 years.
while he said that, he was like, I haven't been in many relationships. The last one was probably about 3 years ago. So it didn't really sound like, oh, like we broke up 3 years ago. You know what I mean?
Have you ever had to give a guy like a kissing note before?
Yeah. And like that's fine. Like I think that's okay to do if you're respectful about it.
Yeah.
But
You think he just
how
needs
do
a
you how do
think
you
he?
tell someone that they actually like completely turn into a different person and they need to go to school?
Well, I don't think you say it like that, right? I think that's something you say after you're married. You'd be like, the truth is, I mean, it was terrible. Like, we were
I
on
know. I'm just a very upfront person.
Sure,
But
you can be upfront at the right time and place, not to your detriment. Listen, if you want to be, if you're done with this guy, you want to give him some direct feedback, and you don't want to be nuanced for because you don't have time, then go ahead and be direct. But if you're seriously interested in this guy, knowing that, like, listen, on paper doesn't mean much. You've only had one date.
But like, Kate, how about if a girl like back in your day told you that you were just the worst kisser?
I would be
Like,
very
or
interested in learning why. I mean, like,
yeah.
I've told this story before. I mean, when I was in high school,
Mhm.
I received some feedback from the girl I was quote unquote dating.
Mhm.
You're in high school, you're kind of messing around and rounding bases, and it's very juvenile, and you don't know what you're doing. And
Mhm.
yeah, I received some feedback from her friend that really honestly was very helpful.
Yeah.
I've always been coachable, my sports background,
That's great.
Um,
We love that about you.
listen, like it's a listen, you don't want to jump to too many conclusions, but a 33-year-old man
Mhm.
who is this bad potentially isn't coachable,
Mhm.
and if he's not, or not open to feedback, I'd be curious of how sensitive he is. Like,
Mhm.
I know some really great people who aren't very coachable,
Right.
and they just shut down and they get in their feels. You're describing this guy who has a lot going for him, right? How
Mhm.
over 6 foot, right? Yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah,
he's
exactly.
a one percenter. So like
He is.
he
And he's
can
extremely handsome. I really need, and not
so
that that's
so
like,
so that's the
but
thing. So he clearly gets attention from women. You're not the first date.
yeah,
It's not like, so why is he like this?
no. Yeah, no, well, that's why I'm here. I'm curious to know if you have any thoughts. Just like, because I've spoken to so many people, not so many, my close friends and my sister, my family. And they're like, well, like that's something everyone says, that's something you can teach. That's something you can get over. Like, that's not a big deal. I understand that. Like, I know, but how far do you have to go before you can get to that point? And because we've only met each other once, we've already kissed, it could have escalated further. I stopped it from escalating further. I didn't want it to because the kiss was that bad. I'm like, done.
Maybe he's just watching
So,
like weird porn or something. I don't know. Maybe he's been single for
Kate,
too long.
that's what someone said to me, and it could be because I have never experienced
It's
something like this
possible.
before.
Listen, like, honestly, I think porn's a problem these days. And I think single men, it's kind of probably what they do.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange to me.
Yeah, listen, it's a delicate way because, like, I think all guys should be open to feedback, but certainly how you give it matters.
Mhm. And the thing is, like, everything was great up until that point. Like, I was excited. I was pumped. I'm like, okay, and I was excited to go on the date to meet him, and I was excited everything about it. But, so disappointing for sure, but trying to figure out if I can get through it, get over that, and I just don't know.
What if, like, I mean, listen, I would, if you're clearly you're still interested in this guy, so I would just keep
Mhm.
talking with him.
Okay.
You can punt a date for the time being in the short run, you know, a week or so. Keep
Mhm.
talking to him. Try to learn more. Learn about his past
Mhm.
dating history. Just with a vested, not like you're interrogating him, but like just a genuine interest in learning more about the guy. Who knows?
Yeah.
The answer might it might work itself out before you get to the awkward stage. Maybe he might flake on you. You might get
Yeah.
the ick some other reason, but like let's just assume that like everything will maintain and you'll continue to get to know him and you will still be like, yeah, no, pretty good guy. Like, really
Yeah,
really
okay.
enjoy the conversation. So you hang out again.
Okay.
You have a nice night. You're in a position to make out again. And I think you just kind of like, hey, can we talk about our kiss? I think it's like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like he wasn't, kissing is like dancing, it's like, I guess the guy should lead 90-10, but it's a dance, when you're making out, there's a bit of like
Rhythm.
right?
Mhm.
And everyone kisses different, right? And I just feel like as guys, there's he's not paying attention to you in that moment. He's kissing your face.
Yes.
He's just going in and doing his thing and expecting you to respond. So in the gentlest way, you could just be like, I want you to kiss with me. I want, like, I
Right.
feel like we're not in sync when we kiss. Maybe you make it a we thing. It's just like, hey,
That's good.
I was a little surprised by our kiss because I didn't feel like we were in sync. I didn't
is
feel
good.
like we were dancing.
Mhm,
I like a
mhm.
more gentler approach. Maybe we'll get like real hot and heavy someday and we can go balls to the walls. But like for a makeout, I like a little dance. I like a little like, I want to.
Romance, passion.
Well, I wouldn't like, not to, don't
Well,
say.
that's me.
No, I know. But like, I
Oh,
think.
I'm not saying that to him.
Yeah, right. It's just more like, I think when
I'm just saying.
on a
I'm not saying
second
that to him.
second date when a woman's like, I just want to be swept off my, it's just a little
Oh
like,
my God, no.
it's like, no, I get it. I'm not like, you should want that. It just comes across a little.
Yeah, no. That's not something I would say. Hell no.
But it's more about I don't know. It's a flirtation. Like he should want to flirt with you when he's making out with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I 100% agree. It's the catalyst to everything else, right? Like,
I want to be
making out's
teased. I
important.
want to be this. And you make it a like,
Right.
we like, forget about claiming he's a bad kisser or why, but like, you're just not like the others he's dated kind of thing. And you're a new, like, I present it that way,
Right.
But like, and then the big question is like, is he coachable? Is he willing to say, okay, cool. Like, show me what you like. I care about what you like. I'm down for anything. You tell me what you want me to spit in your mouth. I'll spit in your mouth. You want me to give you like, what do you like? Like the question is he open to hearing you out? And is he interested in hearing what you like and how you like to be, won over and how you like to be romanced and what you like in the bedroom, so to speak. He should be interested in that. Cause like, I think any decent guy, should be.
And that's also why it was confusing, because in our conversations overall, I got high emotional intelligence vibes. I just, so to me, that would ideally
maybe he's
translate.
just off his game, maybe he just got a little turned on, got a little aggressive and just like forgot how to make out with women. I don't know.
I guess. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was a lot.
It's a little weird that he,
has never been told.
Yeah. I don't
know. Very interesting. Yeah. So, yeah.
But if it's so bad, it's not an easy conversation, maybe, but.
Well, like it was so bad, like he was turned on by like, there was like Lady and the Tramp saliva between us. It was that gross. And he was turned on by it. Like he was like, oh, that's hot. And I was like, I pulled back.
Okay. Well, that's a problem.
Yes. But then he'd like turn back into his own. That's what I'm saying. It was like he was possessed. But yeah, strange. Anyway, yeah. Major.
That's hot.
Yeah.
He might be watching some porn.
I think so. Maybe that could be because it's freaking weird.
Either way, like, and he is allowed to have his kinks, and he's allowed to like a little extra saliva, but it's a time and a place, and you're not there yet, you know.
Yeah, no, like maybe later when it's better.
Yeah. Yeah, I would take that approach. I would just
Yeah.
like, can we talk about our kiss?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. What do you mean? You know? And
Yeah.
yeah, you have to try to avoid you're a bad kisser. And it's more about this is what I'm down for. I was a little caught off guard. It was a you know, the harshest you want to be is to say, I didn't feel like you were kissing me. I kind of felt like you were just kissing me how you kiss as opposed to like connecting with me in that moment. You know,
For sure.
that's definitely direct in a
Yeah.
in a relationship in this stage of the game.
For sure, it is. Yeah, but he's an adult. He can take it. He should be able to.
Yeah.
And like, and we'll see. And I guess it's like we'll see what he does with it.
But
yeah, you're right.
I would
It is
spend the
about
next
approach.
I would spend the next week building some rapport with him
Sure.
and trying to emotionally move this relationship forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that
And see if that can
Yeah.
improve it as well.
Yeah.
Make me feel better. Yeah.
Or just like, you know, you might figure out again, you might not be into it. You might, you know, I don't know, maybe it might solve itself. And, you know, it might also make him feel more comfortable with you when you have this question that he's
Right.
spent more time with you, and he's like, you know, you want him to be like, I really like this girl. She's great. You know, she,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever makes me feel this, makes
Yeah.
me feel that.
Like
you
he's
know.
still texting me and stuff. So, and I respond. It's just, I mean, we both have the very great excuse of being busy. So, that's kind of like I'm busy recording a podcast right now. I can't hang out.
There you go. And so you just stopped
Talking?
No.
Or what?
Like,
kissing?
did you like leave right after?
So I like stopped. I was like, I don't want to do anything else. I was like, I'm good. I was like, you know,
Yeah.
not a first date, whatever, like
Sure,
use
sure,
that
sure,
kind of
right.
thing.
Yeah.
And he was respectful of that. He did try to kiss me again. And like, I like approved of the kiss, or sorry, I went in for it because I thought maybe it would be better. It wasn't. And then I was like, I gotta go. And very quickly I left. Yeah. But I didn't leave in a obvious way that it was because of the kiss, you know. I just happened to make my way to the door, sort of.
The fact that he said that's hot afterwards is a
I
bit
know.
of a red flag.
It's crazy.
He's got a kink, you know.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not kink shaming. That's okay. It's just this was the first time we kissed. Like,
Well,
hold it back a little.
It's a bit presumptuous of him. If yeah, you're right. If it's a kink, great, but he shouldn't be so confident that he can
put that kink on me right away.
Yeah, to like introduce a kink without, honestly, not to say your consent is a little aggressive, I suppose,
Yeah.
but like in a weird, to presume
My approval.
to presume that you're going to be down. And it's less, it's also showing that like when it comes to the bedroom, he's more concerned about what turns him on rather than what turns you on.
Totally.
And there should be a little bit of like, that's not, you know.
No, that's not how things work.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And I did get those vibes as well because of this. I was like, maybe this also will show me, or this translates into maybe how he would
But I
be.
do think men, you know, we all need to get checked from time to time. If he hasn't had a girlfriend in a few years, he just might have gotten a little, he just needs to be checked.
Excited.
Well, not only excited, but just like a little, a good looking 6-foot guy gets a little cocky and a little, and there's a lot of people out there, you know, women he's dating who don't feel comfortable checking him or don't want to waste their time bothering.
Mhm.
And I think he might have a false sense of confidence about, you know, that everyone's into him. So
yeah,
the difference between whether he's one of the good ones and not will be his willingness. If you come in with like kindness and you're not trying to like belittle him, without patronizing him, and make it more of like, this is what I like, and are you interested in turning me on? And he's he sounds very interested in turning you on and doing the things that you like, then that's a huge green flag or a huge red flag.
Right. Yeah, totally. What he does with the information totally will tell.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, you're right.
All right.
I mean, there's lots else, but that's enough for today.
Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, Nick.
My pleasure. Take care. Let me know how it goes. Definitely want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys posted if anything changes.
Sounds good. All right.
Okay, you have a good one.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.